What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? We about to get it in on this metaverse, virtual reality, augmented reality. We about to talk about that for a minute. I'm gonna let a couple people join in though first before I get to going. Cause it's kind of a lot. I don't want nobody to miss nothing. How y'all feeling though? What's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling? Let me know something. Who in the building? Damn, it's nice out. Well, at least it's bright out. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? So, I do want to talk about this VR shit. This VR shit is some next level shit, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not what everybody think it is. Virtual reality is going to be the new Matrix. Virtual reality is the Matrix. So if I can refresh y'all brains a little bit on what the movie The Matrix was actually about. The movie The Matrix was about a man who had a regular job, worked in a regular place, and he always knew something was off about life, but he didn't know exactly what was off about it. So later down the storyline, a man offers him if he wants a red or a blue pill. The red pill being the truth and what's really going on, and the blue pill of going back to sleep in the day-to-day reality that he's always been living in. So he eventually ends up taking the red pill, and reality is revealed to him. The veil is broken. He can see life for what it really is. Somebody said, what's the topic? The topic is virtual reality, the metaverse, augmented reality, and all of this stuff. And I just started talking about how this all started off as this all started from the Matrix. If y'all don't know, this whole metaverse and all these multiverses that we getting ready to shift into is literally the Matrix. It's literally the Matrix. So I was explaining the story of the Matrix. All right, we at the part where Neo takes the red pill. So this man takes this red pill, and now he's seeing that he's actually in a fucking computerized machine, and he's actually attached to something that has been something that's sticking in his head. Now, I want y'all to know this. This is very important. And The Matrix was written by a black woman named Sophia Stewart, right, in the 90s. I can't think of their name, but something brothers. I'll look up their name later, but something brothers. She posted her story in the newspaper, and they took her story and they sensationalized it and made it a movie, right? So they sensationalized it and they made it a movie. But in actuality, the story was really written by a spiritual, conscious black woman. She ended up suing them for billions of dollars because they took her story. So she wrote all of this. You know, she wrote about iPads. She was writing about iPhones. She was talking about virtual reality and VR and all of this stuff. That's what The Matrix is about. It's about virtual reality. So fast forward, Neo is actually hooked up to this machine. So let's take a look at the Oculus or these new VR systems. If you look at them, I don't know if you guys ever been VR, but I've been VR before. When you put on the virtual reality headset, you become submerged. Now the graphics are still kind of like Minecrafty. They're still kind of like glitchy and whatnot, but it's still pretty submersive. Like if a zombie was to run up on you in VR, you would feel like a zombie is running up on you in VR. If you're standing on the edge of a cliff in VR, it's going to feel like you're standing on the edge of a cliff. Now, I remember the first time I ever played VR when I was playing the plank game. I was standing on the end of the plank and I was looking down, and it felt like I was standing on a skyscraper looking down. My heart was beating. And when I jumped off, like they tell you to jump off, I was falling down, literally feeling like I'm falling, and I hit the bottom of the ground. And when I hit the bottom of the ground, everything went white, and the lady took off my goggles. When I tell you, I felt like I had reincarnated. It was the trippiest feeling I ever felt in my life. I had to take a couple seconds to realize, like, yo, I'm back in the real world. Like, that wasn't real. Like, obviously I knew it wasn't real, but the sensation and the psychological journey that took me through just by having on that headset. Now, the difference, the difference that y'all might ask, like, what's the difference between a regular VR headset and just playing a video game? Well, the difference is, for one, let me explain this. We're entering the third age of the internet. Right now, we're in the first age. Well, we finished the first age. I'm gonna explain those to you. The first age was when we just had computers and we were using it to type up stuff. If y'all ever watched the old movie where there's green letters and the screen is black, that was the first age of the internet. Where we just had websites like Cartoon Network, WWE.com, just little stuff like that where we can go and actually watch the internet. The second age of the internet was Web 2. Web 2 was when, excuse me, Web 2 was when the internet became interactive and we could actually interact with the internet, which was social media, which was when our phones, actually, we started being able to do stuff like this. iPhone game, FaceTime, we able to go on Facebook, Instagram, post and do all of these things. That was Web 2. Web 3 was where is now, where we're actually going into the internet. So what y'all got to understand is all this Bitcoin and this, what's it called? Cryptocurrency and blockchain. This is the new layer of the internet. So it's so much built upon the first internet. It's so much built upon the first internet. It's so much built upon Web 1, right? Somebody said almost like a lucid dream. Exactly. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So everything is built on Web 1. If you guys could just sit back and imagine how much money has been put into web, generating the web, right? Not just the money that it takes to make the internet, but the actual money people spend to do things on the internet. For example, somebody having to buy a selfie stick so they could film video, somebody having to buy a new camera. All of the money that's been spent surrounding the internet. Just think about that, right? So that's a lot of money. You're not going to be able to rebuild the internet. So they're building on top of it. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because Web 3, they're going to be able to merge you with the internet. So you'll be able to be, instead of surfing the web like how you would regularly go to Chase, or you would go to Amazon and bank, or you would go to Amazon.com and click shopping cart, and the Web 3, you'll be able to virtually go onto the internet to where it feels like you're in the Amazon store, where you're looking around and you're looking at stuff and you can click, or you can point and click and grab something. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, stores like that. I'm not going to say those names specifically. Stores like Nike, they're going to be buying up virtual land. And if you guys don't know, there's virtual land in VR right now where you can literally go buy property, and people are spending real money buying property on virtual land, because eventually it'll be like the real world. People are going to be living in VR. Like, you'll be able to literally go to the bank and cash out a check in virtual reality. And I know this sounds crazy to y'all, but what y'all have to understand is they're literally making the internet 3D. You'll be able to go inside of the internet. All you need is these goggles, right? So you go inside the internet, you go to the Chase part, wherever part of the metaverse or meta world that it's in, you'll be able to go up to that part and cash your check. But what's going to happen is it's going to create jobs, because it's going to have to be somebody else who has a VR headset that can communicate with you in the VR world to cash your check, right? So people are already doing Instacart. People are already doing all of that type of shit. So what happens when you can go to the grocery store VR? You don't even got to get out of your seat no more to go grocery shopping. You can go Walmart, walk around Walmart in VR and pick everything out that you want and have it shipped to your door, right? It sounds cool. It sounds cool, and it is very cool. But this is the other bad thing. This is the other bad thing about VR. right? Like my man said about the dream world, right? So when I first put on the VR, I actually bought one, right? And I put it back. I put it on offer up immediately after I got it because I'm not doing that shit. I knew what it was about. I had that bitch for about, excuse my language, I had it for about I had it for the whole day. I did not get on it because I just knew what I was getting myself into. I'm like, this shit is this shit is the devil. This is really the devil. So I finally put it on, and when I load up to it, first of all, there's a screen. Guys, imagine having a screen this close to your face, right? That's unhealthy. That's terribly unhealthy. That's dangerous for your eyes. That's dangerous for your vision. Everything. We tell our kids not to be this close to our screens and our phones. So why would you get a device that's even closer? That's shining light and emitting light. 2, on the side of the box, there was a cancer caution warning, letting me know that this product could cause cancer. So not only am I having fun, but I'm risking my life at the same time because this product could actually give me cancer. Okay. So I put the headset on and I'm looking around. You know what I'm saying? I get in here, I'm in this world and I'm just looking around like, wow, like I feel like I'm on a resort. It's mountains in the background. I turn around to my left. It's a fan spinning around. Now, this is just a home screen. You look up, you can see the moon, right? It's dope. It's dope. So, after a while, you know, I'm in there, you know, doing my thing, yada, yada. I pull out. All right. I'm taking the headset off. Then you look around and you realize, yo, I'm back in the real world. All of that shit that was just happening in the past 30 minutes to an hour was just in my head, right? Or was it? Which it was, you know what I'm saying? But people will start to recreate that as reality. And this is why I say that. Like my man's was talking about a dream. It literally feels like you're in a dream, right? Imagine if you could be asleep all the time. Imagine if you could dream whenever you wanted to. You could just, right now, you could just have a dream where you see some crazy shit happening or something that's not so crazy that you would enjoy, right? People would be dreaming all the time. People would never wake up out of their sleep. So imagine they created a device that allows you to dream all the time, right? Now, when you in this headset, at some point, you're going to forget that you're playing a video game. You're going to forget you playing the game. You're gonna forget that, damn, I actually have a headset on, because as time goes on, the game is going to become more and more submersive. They're going to create gloves. They're going to create bodysuits. They're going to create vehicle-like gaming systems that you can sit in and feel like you're driving. They're going to create full suits that make you fully submersed into VR, right? So now you have these people that feel like reality is really real life, right? So now every time they take off their headset, it's like being woken up out of your sleep. Like, imagine having the headset on, and then every time you take it off, it's like me saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Every time you take the headset off, I'm waking you up out of this dream. You looking around, you seeing reality is not looking as bright and flashy as it was on the headset. So you know what you're going to do? You're going to put that VR set right back on. You're going to put it right back on. I'd rather go back to sleep. Imagine when you wake up for school in the morning and you don't feel like going and you just want to go back to sleep. Like, damn, y'all just woke me up out of my sleep. That's how it's going to be. This is the start of the Matrix. They're going to have people so addicted, so invested into this that it's going to feel real, because that's all that a dream is, right? They're manipulating your behavioral systems and how your system actually works, right? They know when you in a dream, your body can't tell the difference between you actually getting hurt and you not really being hurt, and it's just a dream. You still take on them sensations. You still wake up feeling sad if something sad happened in your dream, because in some part of your mind it was real, right? At some part of your mind it was real. At some part of you playing the game. See, the difference between us playing a game and VR in real life is I'm sitting in my room the whole time, visually aware that I'm playing a game. I'm looking at the screen, but I'm also aware that I'm still sitting on the couch and I'm still sitting in the house. When you put that VR headset on, you're not aware of that shit. You are to a certain level, but at some point you're going to get stuck in there. You're gonna get stuck in there, and this is gonna become people's full blown reality. Seriously, it's gonna be their full blown reality. Thanks for the gifts, Sir Magic City. Appreciate it. What was that animation movie where everybody as fat and had scooters? Walmart is merging now. So where you guys can see, oh, they said, my bro said the Wachowski brothers. That's exactly who stole the movie. They stole the Matrix from Sophia Stewart and acted like it was theirs. Walmart is merging now. What was the animation movie? I'm not sure. What do you think about the world right now ending? No, that's not going to happen. The world ending, I feel, is more of a not so literal sense of things. You know what I'm saying? I think they mean that in the sense of where the world is morally ending, because these people got too much money invested into this world to just destroy it. That's how I feel. They enjoy all of the negative stuff that they do too much, to me, for them to just throw it all away in the garbage. All this stuff that they built, I don't see them destroying anytime soon. The world as we know it is ending. The world which we think is just take your kids to school, you don't have to wear a mask, that world is ending. The world of freedom and not being able to do, because this is the thing, this is what I didn't tell y'all. So y'all boy Elon Musk is creating something called the Neuralink chip. If you don't know what the Neuralink chip is, you need to look it up. And if you want to get a good idea what it is, go watch Joe Rogan's podcast with Elon Musk, and he kind of gets him to break it down a little bit. But the Neuralink chip is a chip that by 2025, I want to say, you'll be able to literally insert into your brain and it'll make you superhuman. Words of Elon Musk. He said it'll literally give you the ability of it'll be able to heal your hearing. It'll be able to heal your eyesight. It'll be able to heal any elements in your body that are damaged. Hell, you'll even be able to download your DNA onto a chip. And the fact that in the case, if something happens to you, to where you can re-upload it in another body. Crazy, right? I know. So y'all might be wondering what's going on. What's the purpose of this? Well, the Neuralink chip is basically, see, people don't realize that we're already cyborgs. This phone that you hold in your hand is already an extension of yourself, right? It's just not completely connected to you. But all technology don't have to be connected to you literally for you to be connected to it. So you have information in this phone. You have parts of yourself in this phone. When you wake up, you get on this phone, right? I don't have to go into depth about that. The only difference between you having this phone and you actually being a cyborg is the fact that the information that's computing from your brain to the device versus the information computing from your brain to an actual cyborg robot is the fact of how fast it's moving. So the communication through this cell phone is like information flowing through a straw, right? We type it on our phones with our thumbs. You can't really type that fast with your thumbs. There's only so much information you can get through, right? We have to send a message through dial-up and Wi-Fi still, right? But what happens when that straw turns into a river and the amount of information that can flow is 10 times, 20 times, 100 times the amount as that straw, right? This is when you'll be able to think of something. Oh, I thought I wanted to send a text message to my friend. The thought happens, it sends. And the Neuralink is going to understand and detect your behavioral patterns. It's going to measure your brain waves and determine, okay, what this thought is. They already can do that. They already know the difference between beta waves, alpha waves, theta waves, and delta waves, which are certain states, which are certain brain states that your brain is in, depending on what emotional state you in, if you're sleeping, if you're awake. So just to give you a rundown, if you're in beta state, right now most people are, right? Right now most people are in beta state or in alpha state, depending on how in tune to this conversation you are. So you got beta state, alpha state, which are the two conscious states of your brain. And then you have the delta and the theta state, which are the subconscious parts activity of your brain. So in the first 2 years of your life, a child is in the first 2 years of a child's life, they're in delta state. This is the dream world. This is the first 2 years of a child's life. It almost seems like they're in a dream, right? That's delta, right? When you're asleep, completely knocked out. Theta state is the state that you enter right before you enter delta, which is like the kind of dream world I'm falling asleep. I'm imaginative. This is the part. This is the brain waves that are active when a child is from 3 to like 6, right? That's why they tell you that it's easy to teach children at that age, because the brainwave patterns are on theta still. So this is when the inside world is more important to them than the outside world. That's why you see kids tracking all the time with their eyes looking around for stuff, because they're in that imagination realm. They may actually be seeing things in a different perspective than you are, right? So theta is when your inside is more important to you than your outside. Now, beta is the brainwave state that you enter in when you're around 12 years old. So now this is when the outside world becomes more important than the inside world. This is when you start to see kids wanting to be on their cell phones a lot more. They're starting to be more like their friends, get away from their parents. They starting to want to be grown now, right? But beta is also the mind state that you're in when you're emotional, when you're angry, when you're sad, or when you're upset, right? These are the conscious parts of your brainwave. These are the more unfocused portions of your brain. So now, when you enter alpha nav, I said, if you guys can remember what the first 5 words is, or the first 5 words of this conversation was, and the next 5 words that I'm going to say at the end of this conversation, I'll give you $1 million. Your brain will enter alpha state because it's now more focused. If you were getting ready to attack an animal to eat, your brain will enter alpha state, right? So you can actually access your theta wave state by going into meditation, getting back to that childlike state, that dream world state where the imagination is more important than the inside world is more important than the outside world, right? This, when you start entering those states, going into deep meditation, closing your eyes. Another thing that's important before I get back onto the matrix and the metaverse is that understanding how light affects your chemical makeup. When you wake up in the morning and light is shining through your eyes, it sends a message to your brain, almost like a light bulb that's very dim and then it starts to get bright. That same scenario happens when light pierces your eyes. It hits the back of your retina. It sends signals to the rest of the nerves in your body. The nerves in your brain start to light up like light bulbs, and it starts sending other messages to the different parts of your brain saying, hey, we need to do this. It's morning time. We're up. The body needs to be functioning. Let's activate the digestive system. Let's get all these other functions going. Light stimulates your body to act. This is why it's hard for people to go to sleep when they work midnight shift, because when it's bright outside, it's telling their body that it's time to be up. So it's hard for them to stay asleep. Their brain is constantly going. And this is why, and when you wake up in the morning, it sends serotonin through your body. Now, when you close your eyes, understand this: 80% of messages sent to the brain is from the eyes. So 80% of what's going on and what you're thinking about and the way your body is reacting and responding to things is based on your eyes being open. So the moment you shut your eyes off, you close your eyes, all that 80% is here now. It's not the outside world. 80% is the outside world when you got your eyes open, and only 20% is the inside. But you flip that when you close your eyes and it's dark. When it's dark, you close your eyes, you can't see anything. Now you 100% in here. This is where we get into the fabric of reality, rebuilding our subconscious, because your life is your subconscious habits, right? You think of something, then those thoughts become words. Those words become actions. Those actions become habits. Those habits become your lifestyle, right? So the only way to change your lifestyle is to change your habits by changing your actions, by changing your what you say, and then by changing your thoughts. So you have to re-engineer your brain, because a lot of people are being subconsciously manipulated or subconsciously hijacked, because their subconscious foundation has been exploited. Their subconscious foundation has been indoctrinated. Their subconscious foundation is not theirs. It's somebody else's. So you've been programmed subconsciously through music, through TV shows, on certain scenarios and how you should act and what type of person you should be when you get in this situation, because you've already seen it before in the movie, right? So the first scenario that your brain latches onto is something that you've already seen before. So you have to go deep into your brain, break down your subconscious, and understand that on another level. But back to the metaverse, now that you guys understand brainwaves and stuff like that, they can detect what wave pattern your brain is pushing out. When you say a certain letter or a certain word, it creates a certain vibration. We can measure that with numbers on a spectrogram or a spectrograph and determine what letter it is that you're saying, right? So if we have a chip that's in your brain that's detecting the vibrational frequencies or patterns being emitted by your brain, and we measure them enough amongst thousands of people, we can determine what wavelength is this thought, or we can determine what wavelength is connected to this emotion. So once we figure all of that out, we map that into this Neuralink chip with the general baseline foundation. And then from that point, we allow the Neuralink to merge with your wave patterns using that as a base. And that's how we work. So now the Neuralink chip knows when you want to send a text message or knows when you're sad and to do this and to do that. So don't think that this is impossible. It's not impossible. When you want to calculate or solve a problem, what's 5 plus 5? The number may pop up in your face or the answer may come to you. So the Neuralink chip isn't necessarily going to make smarter. It's going to make people smarter in the way that our phones make us smarter. Like if I ask somebody what's 10,000 times 10,025, y'all probably wouldn't know that off the top of your head, but y'all would go on your calculator and have that answer in a couple of seconds, right? It doesn't mean that your phone makes you smarter, but it gives you the access to intelligence. That's the same thing the Neuralink chip is going to do. It's going to be able to access different parts of technology, right? So the direction that they headed, with this Oculus is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. This is just the beginning, y'all. People don't even know what NFTs are yet. People still don't even know what fucking Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is yet. This is what I'm talking about is for the next 10 to 15 years, right? In the next 5 years, you're going to start hearing about it more and more. But this is relevant to the next 15, 20 years of your life. This is where it's going. If you want to get an idea, go watch the movie Ready Player One. It's called Ready Player One. Go check that movie out. I promise you it'll give you a better understanding of what's going on. So, but that metaverse shit, that Oculus shit, y'all stay away from that shit. It's addictive as fuck. You do not want to get locked into that. You don't want to get invested into it, because once you start putting money into that shit, that's when you're going to feel like it's no leaving out. Like I'm already in it. I already invested $500,000 in there. Now every day you constantly having to get on the metaverse and go into the Oculus because you want to see what's going on with your property and with this and that. But I'm telling y'all, when y'all take that fucking headset off and you come back to reality, that's when that shit hits you and you realize, damn, what the fuck am I doing? I was just talking to a bunch of imaginary It's like when you playing a game on the PlayStation with your friends. For a moment, you so into that. You start getting emotional. You start, damn, this motherfucker just shot me. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I couldn't get through the window fast enough. You really become a part of that game for a second. And sometimes we be listening to our friends and our people play the game. We be like, nigga, chill. Like, relax, bro. Just the game. This going to become people real life. People who live in not so fortunate situations that cannot. This is my thing. I wouldn't suggest anybody using VR if you can't do that in real life. Because what happens when the VR experience becomes so submersive that you can start doing things like going on vacation, having yacht. They're literally having parties and yacht parties and stuff in the VR, and it's cool. But when you come back to reality, imagine a person that lives in a 1-bedroom apartment, and no disrespect to anybody, but imagine somebody who lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. They may be struggling with their bills. They may be having a hard time socially at work, and they have a VR headset. But in the VR headset, they got this big mansion. They got this fast car. They live next to Shaq in VR. They go to yacht parties every night. They party and turn up with the ladies and dance. But when they come back, they're back in that 1-bedroom apartment where there's fucking chips and crumbs laying everywhere and you got to actually clean up. What you think they're going to do, y'all? They're going to put that headset back on. The same way that people are feeling depressed because of their phone. You know how it's impossible to put your phone down sometimes? You just keep picking it back up and you like, damn, you set it down for 5 minutes, you come right back to it. That's because That's because subconsciously your real world isn't gratifying you as fast as your phone does. When you get an instant notification, when somebody sends you a message, when somebody likes your picture and it makes that sound, and that sound tells your brain, oh, this is something good happening. So it releases dopamine in your brain like a drug, or like love does, right? So now you're getting this constant instant gratification. Then imagine feeling like that, but then coming back to reality every 5 seconds. Coming back to reality, like your brain is going from 100 to 0, 100 to 0, 100 to 0, and eventually it's going to be going to 100 to -5, 100 to -10, to the point to where you so stuck into the multiverse, into that fake ass shit, that your real world becomes irrelevant. Then you get the Neuralink chip to where you really feel like you win it all the time. It's fucking crazy. Somebody said Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix. I think you might have to go on the internet and find it. It might have it on Netflix, or better yet, Black Mirror. Exactly. Everything that's going on in Black Mirror is real. I'm gonna just be 100% real. Anything that they showing you in the movie is damn near real. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Like, unless it's like some fairy tale shit, but even that shit has some type of meaning to it. But when they showing y'all technology, and they showing y'all robots that can do this, or they showing you reprogrammable matter, or you seeing all these new inventions, hoverboards and stuff, do not for 1 second think that any of that stuff is fake and that it's a joke. We used to watch the Jetsons where they had FaceTime on their phones. We used to watch the Jetsons where they had flying cars in the 90s. They have all of that today, y'all. It's 2022. Tesla just coming out. Elon Musk just bought Tesla. Elon Musk did not create Tesla. He made Tesla. Tesla was a man who created the first electric car that we know of. Nikola Tesla, look him up. He was a man that existed during the 1800s and the early 1900s. And around, I want to say 1908, 1910, he found out that there was energy floating around in the air, that you can literally harness the electricity that was floating in the air and use it as energy, right? He created the electric car. The first electric car was created back in the 1900s. You can go Google this. This is why the brand of the car is called Tesla, because it was Tesla's invention. It was Tesla's invention, right? So we had electric cars over 120 years ago. So let me explain something to y'all. That means we're 120 years behind technology. That means what you're seeing today is 120 years old. And that means where they're at today is 120 to 150 to 300 years ahead. Because as technology advances, the time in which that technology itself advances again is even greater. Meaning that 100 years is the equivalent now to like 300 years ahead of time. So it's no telling where they're at. They're just releasing this information. So that means that they just perfected it to the level that they wanted to. So where do you think they at right now? Where do you think that they at right now? Fully submersive, y'all. Fully submersive. 50 to 100 years from now, you will hear about people, just rich people or people who have enough money that just lay in beds all day and they hooked up, almost like Inception. Almost like exactly like the movie Inception. Exactly like the movie Inception. Where at the end, they had that big ass hotel, or that little spot where everybody was going to get taken care of, and they was getting that drug, and the drug was the actual thing that made them go to sleep. That's exactly how it's gonna be. That's exactly how it's gonna be. Like, no doubt in my mind. Somebody say, or better yet, watch Black Mirror. I done watched a couple episodes of Black Mirror. I'm not really a fan of Black Mirror because it's creepy as fuck. Like, it's too much shit in there. Like, I already know what y'all on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already aware of the fuck shit that's going on. I don't need this TV show to show me everything. Like, and it's never a good episode. It's like, the episodes are good and interesting, but it's never a happy ending. Like, it's just a negative show to me. What is Walmart merging with? Walmart is merging with the metaverse. Elon is playing the game. Homeboy from Facebook is playing the game. They all connected, y'all. regardless of the fact if you think PlayStation and Microsoft is competitors, regardless if you think Google and Apple are competitors, listen, y'all, when I tell you these motherfuckers is behind the same doors, laughing together, working with each other. I don't know if y'all play video games, but anybody who does play video games, remember when PlayStation and Xbox first merged online for the first time, and Fortnite, I don't know if it was Fortnite, but I think it was 2K or Call of Duty, where the servers had merged and Xbox players were able to play with PlayStation for like an hour or something like that, and then they shut it back off. That just goes to show you that this entire time that there's been some type of button or some type of switch or some type of code to where you could just merge these two devices together. And now PlayStation players can play Xbox players. That means how hard, like, it couldn't have been that hard this whole time. Obviously, these are the same servers. These systems are built the exact same. What's the chances of them being produced in the same factory or being created by the same people if they have the exact same technology to where we could play them both, right? So the reason that they do this is because it creates hype. Verizon is better than T-Mobile. Xbox is better than PlayStation, right? That's word of mouth. That's advertisement. Now I have to go get an Xbox to see if it's better than the PlayStation. You get what I'm saying? They had to have competitors. Now you can virtually play all of the same games on the same system on different systems, together. So it's like y'all been in cahoots this whole time. Like AT&T, T-Mobile, they all own each other. Like you don't see an AT&T tower. You don't see a Verizon tower. No, there's just telephone towers that everybody uses. So what's the difference, right? What's the difference? It's not a like when they show the commercials of Verizon having all these telephone poles around, right? You don't see a certain telephone pole that's just Verizon's. You don't see it just the AT&T telephone pole. You see telephone poles and everybody's using them. It's just this one's not active for this. Because when certain telephone companies buy out other phone companies, they allow them to use part of their service, right? So that means that they're using the same telephone poles. It's not designed for anything, bro. It's all a game. It's a fucking game. It's just a game to make you feel lesser of a person, better of a person, and for them to make their money. Somebody said the movie Surrogates. I'm going back through the comments. Somebody said metaverse ain't going to take over. Nobody uses VR. I hope so, bro. We gonna put that energy out there. We gonna keep that energy out there, and that's how I feel a little bit too. Like I know a certain different demographic of people won't be using VR. Like, I want to say, I know there's going to be a small demographic of black people that play it, the gamers, the super hardcore nerds. But for the most part, a lot of black people are going to play that. I know. That's how I feel. As time goes on, it will. Older people, I don't see older people having it either because this is something for the newer generation. This is something for the generation that this is normal to. This is not for our generations that is not normal to. The reason that I say that is because when little kids get on VR, it's going to be like playing video games for us when we was little. It's not going to be that separation of this is real world, this is reality, because it's going to almost feel like one for them. I know it's going to be a lot of white people that don't want to play it either. Because it's a lot more, I don't want to say white people that are waking up, but collectively, white people are understanding more what's going on. See, I feel like white people have always had a shield over them to some degree of what's going on, except the ones that are experiencing the same type of, similar types of negativity as minorities, we'll say. So they're pushing away because we're separating more and more from race. Like, as important as race is and the systematic structure and the supremacist structure, race is starting to dissolve as technology comes, because it's going to get to a point, y'all, where it don't matter if you black, white, or brown, yellow, purple, green. It's going to matter whether you're merged with technology or you're not. Whether you remain to be in the real world or you don't remain to be in the real world. And people that don't go into VR eventually are going to be looked at as gods, as like golden people, because we never merge with technology. We never, because that shit is a drug. It's literally a drug. That's what it is. It's addictive. They're making it able for 13-year-olds to be on, which I think is fucking crazy because it's a drug. So like, it's nuts to me. He said, did they use the EEG test to figure this out? Something like it, I'm sure, but way more complex. Way more complex. Somebody said, I'm glad I'm catching you live. I'm glad you're catching it also. More specifically, metaverse. Elon is playing the game. Exactly. Virtual. There's more to it than ending those mask and vaccine mandates. Listen, y'all, I want y'all, we're not even going to talk about that. I'm going to speak around that. But I want y'all to understand that this whole situation that has occurred in these past 2 years that has kept everybody out of work and other things has all been a plan around this. Cryptocurrency, vid, the VR, all of this is connected. All of this is connected. It's not separated. Think about how all of these things are keeping you in the house, right? VR is the big picture. VR is the head of all this bullshit behind jabs, behind the face coverings. All of that is what this is leading up to. It's leading up to the merging of that. Because first we're going to keep people in their house so that they have nothing to do. We're going to close everything down so they have nothing to do. Y'all see how Amazon sales went up when all of this happened. Because people were stuck in the house, they couldn't go nowhere. So they start purchasing stuff offline, right? So the best way, once everything starts closing down, is to start getting people to do it VR. You can go into web VR. Now you can live VR. You can go visit your friends VR. You ain't even got to do this. If you want to go on vacation, you can go on vacation VR. You ain't even got to take your family nowhere. Just go buy them a headset. Everybody can sit in the living room. We can act like we're in Paris. We don't need to actually go. What do we need to go for? It's VR. We can get on a plane and VR go. So that's what this shit coming to. That is what this shit coming to. Somebody said that animated movie is called WALL-E, where they became fat from not moving on the cruise ship. I need to go watch WALL-E. What is Walmart merging? Even Infinity, just watch your brain, don't know the difference. This virtual reality doesn't sound conducive to healthy living. It just sounds plain fucked up. It is. It is. And think about how all the rest of technology has been conducive to our health. Phones have proven we all feel better when we don't have our phone, right? We all feel better when we don't have our phone. We see how phones take over people, how they're taking over people in the last 10, 15 years, how it's literally became people's lives, right? This was the first stage. We see how video games will have people on their game for 10 to 15 hours a day, right? 8 to 15 hours a day. People are on the video game, away from the real world, away from their children, away from reality, away from eating, working out, all of that. You'll be able to work out in VR. You'll be able to do so much in VR. There'll be no reason to be in real life. You get what I'm saying? You're going to feel like, damn, VR world is better than real life because I can program everything that I'm doing, right? Right? That's what the Matrix was about. That is exactly what the Matrix is about. And in the movie The Matrix, what happened? A dude was upset that he got woken up. He was so upset because his virtual reality was nothing like his real reality. He couldn't deal with it. He wanted to murder people. He wanted to hurt people. He wanted to hurt himself because his real world didn't match up with the fake world. It just didn't. It did not match. He was like, dude, why'd y'all bring me out of here? That's when people become so submerged. That's when people become so submerged that what's going on. Y'all also need to take a glimpse into this AI and where artificial intelligence is going. And I know some of this might sound creepy and scary to y'all, but y'all don't have to be scared. I'm gonna tell you why. One, because it's already been going on. So you need to be aware of it. You need to be understanding of what's going on so you can know what direction to go, what direction to steer from, because the power is in our people. This is only as powerful as we allow it and decide it to be. This is only as powerful as we invest our money into. We need to get further away from technology and closer to nature, y'all. We need to stop merging. We need to stop merging with technology. Technology is straight where it's at. It's honestly fucking up a lot of shit, to be honest. Our atmospheres, our health, all type of shit. Right? Because like I was talking about earlier, how light keeps you up and it sends a signal to your brain to be awake. What do you think this phone is doing when you got it this close to your face at nighttime and you're trying to go to sleep? It's sending signals to your brain to stay awake. That's why they tell you to be off your phone for about 15 to 20 minutes before you go to bed. Otherwise, you'll be up all night. That's why they're telling you this. All right. So just know that we in control of this. We lead the way and we start going in that direction. So when you start seeing going in a direction we don't want to, we have to go away. But I'm tell y'all, listen, that VR is addictive. It's addictive. It's fun. It's fun. I'm telling you, I bought one. Homeboy convinced me to get one. Yo, we about to be buying virtual land. No disrespect, that's my homie. You know, he just trying to put niggas on game. But when I went and got it, I realized, like, I was a person that was against it, but I was trying to get into it for the money aspect of it because people are buying virtual properties and they're flipping them in real life. That's what I was going to get on there for. You know what I'm saying? But then when I put it on and I really got in and seen what this was, like, oh, motherfuckers is spending $5,000 on virtual property. Like, what? People are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a virtual property. What happens if this shit don't go the way that y'all think it's gonna go? What happens when the internet crashes or this shit don't work no more? You know what I'm saying? Like, or what happens when you get so stuck into this? And I'm thinking, you know, all right, I'll get it. I just won't be it on it all the time. I'll just do it for the virtual property stuff. But if I have virtual property, that means I have to check on it. That means I have to go deal with people and communicate with people in the metaverse. Now I'm stuck in here. Now I have to keep him. No, I got on that shit for like an hour, seen everything how it was. I took it off. It was so weird just coming back to from the VR to reality for me that I just seen like, yo, this could really make somebody sick. Like just coming in and out of this Oculus all day long. Like you been on here for 30 minutes, you take it off. Now you back in the real world. You starting to blur the lines between what's real and not, because the actions that are really going on in the VR are real. Because you are interacting with real people, just like how I'm interacting with y'all on the internet. When you go in, it's just like me stepping into this phone and it looking like we all in the same room. Right. It's real to some degree, but it's not real. You get what I'm saying? Even the way that people respond and act when they're in a real environment versus when somebody's talking over the phone or somebody's texting. We have certain people that are just authentic, that can be themselves all the time. But it's certain people that you've texted that when you text them, they're more energetic and more active in the text than they are in real life when you meet them. Now, some people are even more energetic than they was on the phone. That's just how they are. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So when you get into this VR system, and you get to look like somebody else, right? You get to have on these cool skins, make you look buff, make you look thick, make you look handsome or beautiful. You're going to be whoever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the experiences and the interactions are real, but are they authentic? No, right? They're not authentic. So now in your brain, everybody fuck with you in the metaverse, multiverse, but in real life, who are you? Who is this guy for real? You know what I'm saying? Like right now it's kind of okay because everybody's just like robots or whatever. But and you have your picture next to it, but eventually that's gonna go away. Eventually you'll be able to be whatever you want to be. You'll be able to be a lizard, you'll be able to be a dragon, you'll be able to be Mickey Mouse, you'll be able to be whoever you want to be, and it's not gonna matter. can these lives be saved? Yes. Y'all, look, when I'm done on this live, I'm going to download this from my TikTok and I'm going to upload the entire video to YouTube. So make sure y'all go to my YouTube page, subscribe, turn on that notifications bell, y'all. We almost at 5K subs on YouTube. I plan to hit 20K by the end of the year. We're going to say that minimum. 20K by the end of the year. YouTube channel been going up, y'all. Make sure y'all go follow my Instagram as well, because I post different content on all my platforms. I don't post the same stuff on YouTube as I do Instagram. I'm gonna start posting more information of sources of people that are actually involved in this stuff on Instagram, because that's the kind of content that Instagram is geared to. I like posting my original content on here and on my YouTube page. And I also have a website where I have courses. I have free content. I have music production courses and all type of stuff. So if y'all want to get a membership on my website, make sure y'all go check that out. Show some love. Also, check out my music as well. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. I have an album that I just released called Breathing Level. I got some new music videos out, so make sure y'all go check that out. Enjoy that content. Eat it up. But yeah, this live will definitely be saved, and I will be posting it later. My other did not know. Yesterday, I discovered my other did not know what Bitcoin is. Facts. It is indeed. I'm from the UK. Let me go through these messages, see what y'all talking about. Somebody said, how is Walmart merging with the metaverse? Let me explain that again. But let me get back to the rest of the, because I want to answer all these questions that I see. I think I was like 79 comments behind. Also, make sure y'all get this video some likes, y'all. Run it up on the likes. Keep tapping the screen, get some hearts. We can get some more people in here. Okay, somebody said, virtual reality doesn't sound conducive to health. Yesterday, I discovered my other doesn't. Netflix, I look forward to seeing you. Real talk, I appreciate that. Okay, cool. I'm going to subscribe. I got to do homework. Facts. I started listening to you the other day. Very enlightening. I really like you. Thank you. Imagine no disabilities or no discrimination, right? We can do that in the real world. All that happens in the game, 100%, you can tell a lot about an individual based on their vernacular and text. I appreciate that. Like 2 years ago, my daughter left Sim for 2 hours. Her house got burned down and she lost the kids. Wow, that's crazy. I just learned 2 years ago how to use a smartphone. Real money. Okay, so somebody said, how is Walmart going to merge with, we're going to say allegedly, how allegedly Walmart is going to merge. So once again, let me explain this to y'all. The internet is becoming virtual. They're building VR on top of the existing internet already. So it's going to be the internet. It's just going to be virtual. So you can go on Amazon right now. You can click a product on a screen that's not really there. It's just a picture. You press buy, which is a button that's not really there, but it sends a message to the people on the other side to say, yo, this person just bought this and they want us to ship it to this place, right? You'll be able to do that exact same thing in virtual reality, except instead of it being a website, you're going to actually be in an Amazon store. And you're going to look around and you'll be able to take your game controller remote and point at what it is you want. So if it's a bicycle over there, you'll be able to click that, click ship. You'll be able to walk up to the people and talk to them. Same thing with Walmart, right? You see, they've been closing Walmarts. Walmart is not even going to be, Walmart is not even going to be having people. Everything is going to be fucking VR. They're going to probably close down stores and you'll only be able to go into Walmart through VR or on the internet. And you'll have to order everything. So just like how you walk in a Walmart to go buy your groceries now, you'll be doing that just virtually. And you'll be picking your cereal, grabbing stuff, throwing it into the cart virtually. Oh, you want this type of cereal? You click the cereal section, a list of cereals pop up. You click that one, how many you want. It's going to have the prices, all of that. You're going to have a shopping cart. You'll have your PayPal account linked to it. Then when you virtually go to the checkout or to the counter, now it's telling you the price. They're going to Instacart ship that shit to you. And if drones aren't as advanced by then, they'll have a drone drop all that shit off to you. right? Because eventually drones are going to be delivering pizzas, right? You guys should, y'all see regular drones now, but y'all haven't seen people who actually fly drones, like just for the drone aspect of it. I'm talking about it looked like some shit out of a movie. Like these people really know how to fly drones like fighter jets through little crevices, spaces, all type of stuff. And now that I'm talking to it, the AI system gonna push it up on your feed anyway, so you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Hold on, y'all. Somebody said Snoop bought some. Of course he bought some. Somebody said don't have your phone near your bed, period. And Wi-Fi on airplane mode. Somebody said welcome to singularity. Correct. You said you explained it well. Thank you. I can't stand being on my phone all the time. Damn, scary. You seen Sword Art Online? Hell no, I'm about to go watch that. I fucks with anime heavy. And if it's got something to do with this, I'm definitely about to check it out. Trouble ahead. That's why we need to speak up, y'all. We need to make this conversation. Everybody, these 30 people, make sure y'all have this conversation with somebody. Make sure you have this conversation with somebody. Put it in their head they don't even want this stuff, y'all. Go have 30 people. That'll make 60 people. And let them 60 people go tell somebody. And that's another 120 people, right? Let's make this a conversation. All these companies are crooked. Peace Pro Alive 21. For real, they want to recreate correct reality. Factual. Bro, I love your etymology videos a lot. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, y'all. It is a drug, real talk. Exactly. The VR is going to be so much more advanced. So much more advanced. It's a good time for people to go back and watch The Matrix. I've been trying to get my VR legs for over years. I played it was sort of addicting. Now, that's one thing I could see. I could see how VR could be exciting for people who are paralyzed, you know what I'm saying, paraplegic or stuff like that, to give them a more enhanced idea of reality so that they can enjoy. That I understand. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Somebody said I played it, it was sort of addicting. No, it's very addicting. It's very addicting. It's very addicting. I played it before I even bought it, and I didn't know then that this is what it was about. I thought this was just VR. I thought this shit was so ahead. Like y'all gotta understand where they're gonna take this shit. You will be able to perform surgical procedures on VR. Think of everything that you can possibly think of in real life will be able to be virtual. Playing the drums, you will be able to virtually play drums when they come out with virtual drumsticks. You will be able to perform on stage with virtual drumsticks. I know it sounds cool, but it's some bullshit because you can do that in real life. There's no need to do it. Anything you can do in VR, we can do in real life. That's what y'all need to understand. That's what's not cool about it. That's the not cool part about it. Because when you stop and think, damn, we could create a world where we could actually do this stuff in real life. Like everything. We can create, like there's a Jurassic Park reenactment in a VR where you can actually see like the dinosaurs and stuff. And it's pretty cool. And it's like a learning experience. But we can create that in the real world. We can create holograms with sound that look like they're real and actually feel like we're immersed. Like it's nothing difficult about that, but it's the mentality of the human being right now, and the moral compass of the human being will not allow the physical flesh and the physical flesh and the spirit and the soul to experience those things because they're in such a negative state. But most definitely, y'all, this been a great build. It's been a great talk. I don't want to keep talking too long because I want to be able to save this live. And, weird stuff be happening. So I want to download this live save so I can upload it later. It was good talking with y'all. I love y'all. I'm going to do another live probably talking about all of this stuff one more time because I know a lot more people need to see it. But if you didn't catch this live from the beginning, you'll be able to watch it on my YouTube and most definitely catch me on the next one. But love y'all. One.